Hello, this is my review of the Asus ZENFONE 2. This is the third model in a tier of 4. It's the 1080p model, but it's a 32 gig with 4 gig of RAM. It's only the 1.8 gigahertz processor. Now, just a quick backstory first. I'm upgrading from the Galaxy S3, which has been a pretty good phone, but it's starting to show its age now, and my provider has just recently swapped to 4G, and my Galaxy S3 was not the 4G version, so I was looking to upgrade to a 4G phone. Ideally I would have liked the iPhone 6 Plus, but to pay for it outright was $1,200 Australian, or $1,300 for the 128 gig model, and I just couldn't justify that because I really wanted a good camera, and I believe the next iPhone has got a significant camera upgrade. So I really needed something perhaps to bridge me from the Galaxy S3 phone to my next phone, which hopefully will be the iPhone 6 or 6S Plus or 7 or whatever they end up calling it. So I've been keeping my eye on prices and been doing research ever since I bought the Galaxy S3, so I know a little bit about them. Just a disclaimer first, I'm not a gamer, so the speed of the unit, apart from opening up folders and things like that, doesn't really affect me, which is the reason I didn't go for the 2.3 gig model, which was also an extra $130 on top of this one. So what I did, I bought this, DWI Electronics sent me an email. First they released the budget version, the 269 720p version with 16 gig. Which I wasn't really all that keen on. Dots per inch, it wasn't any better than what I had, and I had the 16 gig is the same as what my Galaxy S3 had. So I didn't really want to spend $450 on the top of the range 2.3 that hadn't quite been released yet either. It's starting to get close to the price of a new LG G3 or a Galaxy S5. So I was sort of heading into flagship territory then. So then I received another email advertising this particular phone, and I couldn't quite understand the specs because I hadn't seen it before. So I sent DWI an email, and they assured me that the 1.8 gig with the 1080p screen was a Hong Kong version, and I did a bit of research and it covered the Australian networks. So for $360 delivered, I went for it, and to be honest, I'm really quite happy with it. It's blown me away with everything so far. I haven't been able to really fault it, apart from a few tiny little insignificant niggles. The 1080p is just magnificent screen, the resolution on it, especially viewing photos and things like that. As you can see, it's quite shiny. Out in the sun, it reflects. That's probably the worst niggle I can talk about. I haven't got a screen protector on it yet, so hopefully I'll get one that diffuses the direct shine that you can see there. So pretty much I've been able to load up all the apps that I probably would load up if I had an iPhone, and they all work seamlessly. And the great thing I really liked about it, I took my SIM card out and I took my 64 gig SD card out of my Galaxy S3, slid it straight in, turned it on, it worked. Everything worked. I could play my music immediately, make phone calls, all my contacts were there. I didn't have to do anything. I was quite impressed. I just had to run through the usual Google Android opening screen, as you would expect. The back screen was the back cover was a little tricky to get off, but it's better than being the other way. So yeah, just a little bit fiddly, and you really got to reef on your nails or get a tiny little coin or key or something to get it out. And the 4G speed is amazing. I could be wrong, but I think it's faster than my Wi-Fi at home. Just hit Facebook, bang. You hit the browser, bang. Weather, bang. The maps just comes straight up. So I can't complain about that at all. So one other feature that people sort of complained about was the off button being on the top. I hardly use it at all because it's got this magnificent feature of you just double tap and it turns off. And to wake it up, it's the same again. So yeah, it was not really an issue, the button on the top, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, quite a few people tended to complain about that, so not sure why. Anyhow, the camera on it, a few of the reviews I've seen and read said it was just an average camera, but I've taken some spectacular photos with it. With a little bit of snap-seed adjustment, I've got quite a few likes on the photo sites I've posted on, just for the sheer quality of the thing. And it's got a 5 megapixel front camera as well, and it's got quite a few features. Just a few things to play with there. So yeah, it's no DSLR, but it has got plenty to play with, that's for sure. What else can I say about this? $360, it's about a third to almost a quarter of 128 gig iPhone 6s Plus, iPhone 6 Plus. And yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that's a bargain. I wasn't even sure if I was going to like the size of the 6 Plus. I had held one in my hands, but that doesn't give you an idea of what it's like to carry on a daily basis. This is slowly, in my imagination, getting smaller. I'm getting more used to the size of it and being able to slip it in my pocket. So I don't think the 6 Plus would be such an issue in size-wise, but I was concerned about it. I didn't want to spend $1,300 on a phone that I didn't want to stick in my pocket and take with me. So this has sort of helped justify that in a way. This particular model is the ZE551ML, and they're a little bit confusing, their models, because the top of the range is also called a ZE551ML. The only difference is it has the 2.3 gigahertz in the top of the range, and this is a 1.8 gigahertz processor in this one. And unless you're a gamer, I defy anyone to tell the difference in speed, accuracy. It just hasn't missed a beat. It's just super quick compared to what I've had. I have no doubt that an S4, S5 or even the S6 would be just as impressive as compared to what I had, but when you step up from an S3 to this and 4G, awesome screen, great camera, battery life compared to my S3. At the end of the day, I had about 15% left in the S3, and at the end of the day with this, I've had around 70% still, same usage. And I play a bit with photos and listen to a bit of music and Facebook and check the weather and watch the occasional videos. So I'm not using it any different to the other ones. So certainly got a bit of extra oomph there under the bonnet. So yeah, that's my review, and this is like a brushed aluminium. It's plastic, but geez, you could fool someone that it is aluminium. But most people usually put a cover on their phone anyhow, and it is actually quite slippery. It'd be quite easy to drop. So I'm just waiting on a cover to turn up for it. But yeah, the volume buttons on the back there, up and down. It's got a handy little feature. You can switch. It's got all sorts of different options, but if you hold this button over here, just hold it down, it takes a screenshot for you once you've turned it on, that is. And yeah, that's great. You know, you're flicking through any pages and you see a photo you like, you just hold that down, you've got a copy of it just straight like that. You don't have to do the power button and the volume button at the same time like on every other Android. So yeah, what else can I say? I'm rather impressed. Price was good. The size I'm coming to live with. The speed is good. The camera's good. The keyboard is great. It's got the swipe option if you want it. I haven't felt the need to upgrade to or you know, put a different keyboard on it. What else is there? I don't think that's about it really. I'm on the Asus network here in Australia, and like I said, they just recently changed to 4G, and I'm quite impressed. So might review this again in a few months once I've had a long time to play with it, but after the first couple of weeks, the initial impressions are go for it. If anyone was thinking about it, it's a bargain. Not many people have heard of Asus apart from laptops and computer peripherals, and their ZenFone did make a bit of a splash in the past, but I'm sure you're going to hear a lot more about this one, and I believe it's selling quite well in Asia as well. So yeah, if you're thinking about it, big thumbs up from me, and best of luck. Thank you.